I'm Jordan with the Community Foundation, and I'm here on the porch today with Steve Despotovich. Steve is an estate planning attorney here in Des Moines and a member of our Professional Advisors Council. It happens to be that we're out here in the middle of National Estate Planning Awareness Week, so we wanted to talk today about estate planning, particularly from a charitable perspective. So Steve, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Well, a few questions for you. First, I thought we would start the conversation around awareness by breaking a few myths around charitable giving. What are some of the myths that you hear from clients or peers?
One of the biggest myths is that estate planning is only for the wealthy. And certainly high net worth people can benefit greatly from estate planning, but even people with modest estates can as well. There are things that you can do, such as parents that have minor children. You can control when and how they're going to get that money. And if you've got a blended family, which we see more and more of these days, children from each marriage, we want to plan for those and how are we going to treat those kids fairly. The second one is that, people say, well, I don't really have that much money. I don't really need a plan. And I don't find that to be true. Once you add up all your assets, including insurance and retirement plans, houses, etc., that number can get to be pretty big. And with a will, you can control when and how and who is going to get that money, as opposed to letting the state of Iowa determine that for you, which they do if you die intestate or without a will.
Well, I mentioned you're on our Professional Advisors Council here at the Community Foundation. You've served on other nonprofit boards. Charitable giving is obviously part of your DNA, Steve. How has that affected the way you talk with your clients about their estate plans?
Well, I feel really fortunate to be able to work with the Community Foundation and other boards that are nonprofits, because I get to see the benefit of some of those charitable giving situations and the good it can do in the community. And so it's really helped me tune into that if the client has a desire to do that. While that decision's always up to the client, if they do have a charitable inclination, then I feel confident to talk to them about that, discuss some of the options and what the ramifications of that are. And then if I need backup, I know you guys are always there. So that's a great, great benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when you have those discussions, are there questions that you're asking that you're finding are really helping you get deeper into their charitable intent?
Yes, usually the starting point is, who do you want to leave your money to? What charity? And then how much do you want to leave? Do you want to make that a lifetime gift? Do you want to make that gift at death? And if it's at death, if you're married, is that the first death or the second death or both? The how much question, we can do a flat amount, flat dollar amount, or we can do a percentage of the estate amount. And so those are the questions that kind of start the conversation. And we just evolve from there to see what would be the appropriate tool or strategy to get them where they want to go.
And I know one of those strategies that we've worked on together in the past is a donor advised fund here at the Community Foundation. Can you talk a little bit about how a donor advised fund might be a helpful tool in the estate planning toolbox?
Yes, so donor advised fund, without going into the details of how it works, the real advantage I tell people is it's got three advantages. One, it's easy to understand. I find a lot of my clients don't like complex situations. They don't understand them, they shy away from them. But a donor advised fund is very easy to understand how it works. Secondly, they're easy to administer. So once it gets set up, if that's with the Community Foundation, then you guys do a lot of the back office work for them, and they can focus just on the giving piece. So it's very easy to administer. And then finally, I tell them it's very easy on their pocketbook because it's a little or no cost to them. And that's a great, great advantage as opposed to some of the other strategies that can cost quite a bit of money.
Yeah, that's great. And I'll add a fourth, Steve, that at the Community Foundation, we have no minimum to open a donor advised fund. So getting back to your myth earlier of estate planning is only for the ultra high net worth, well, we can break down that barrier with charitable estate planning with the donor advised fund too. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions for us at the Community Foundation around charitable estate planning or donor advised funds or anything else, we're always happy to talk.